perfect for Valentine's Day. Order now at smokinggunjerky.com, and if you enter promo code EARLY, you'll not only get 10% off your order, but also be entered twice for the drawing. It's the Jerky Bowl at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman. One more time before the world changes.
That's right.
For the better.
Oh.
We are live here at 10.
Dang, you
10.
said that out loud. You said the quiet part loud.
It didn't dawn. I'm gonna tell you, it didn't dawn on me until Lil Rico said it. Lil Rico's reeling from the joke I played on him yesterday. So he said it to me, tried to, gut punch me and stuff. But we're coming at you live, 1040 O Street. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop. 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andrew-Matt, and 168th and Maple.
You're still laughing about hydraulics, aren't you?
Every type of meat, every type of cut, man. I had to talk. Rico was trying to have a conversation with me, and so I was in the chair, and I just spun around, and I said,
yeah,
I gotta get on your level.
yeah. Aim high, Willis.
That's my dude.
Aim high, Willis.
That's my dude. I feel bad, man. I think I lost a little sleep.
Well, you have to know, you have to identify Rico when he lets his afro grow so that he's Artist Gilmore taller.
Yeah,
there's a little more attitude.
Well, I had to get Rico.
He has big man attitude with his afro growth.
I had to get him back from all the times that he had that he would play the extended version of that song.
Oh, well, we could break that out one more time.
Yeah, we could do that next week.
One more time.
Rico needs to go home and take a nap. But a lot going on. Obviously, the big thing was Nebraska winning last night, and obviously, I think it was a big game for the program, big game for Fred. Obviously, when you go on a 6-game skid in any sport, it seems like 6 months or 6 years, let alone after you have raised expectations and wants after making the NCAA tournament last year, and you played like a tournament team at times this year, especially at the beginning of the year. You're going and players hadn't been playing well, and things needed to kind of be adjusted. What are your thoughts, DP, on how big of a game was it for the program with obviously Fred basketball program and just for the fans, but then also how big of a game was it for Bryce to be the lead dog, and for Underwood said without a doubt he was the best player on the court. how big was that for both parties?
Yeah, I mean, the win, we all, as coaches, you often say there's nothing wrong that a win won't fix. And then specifically when you get that win, right? You don't want to wait 6 games to get a win. But when you face a daunting task, and if you had asked 100 Husker fans yesterday whether they thought they could beat a number 18 Illinois team coming into PBA on a 6-game losing streak, 97 of them would have probably said no.
Yeah.
So you have to give credit in full. I heard some folks that were, well, they've got too many things to work on. I'm fully capable of just saying, you know what? Good job.
Yeah.
Like, good job. Listen, it is hard. Jay, you know this, man. It is hard to get out of quicksand.
Yeah.
It's really hard. And I don't care how ugly it is that you get out of the quicksand.
Yeah.
I'm simply going to applaud you for getting out. Because Bryce has been talked about. Juwan has been talked about. Sam has been talked about. They've all been, Connor, they've been talked about. Coach Hoiberg's been talked about. And you validate yourself by being able to beat a number 18 Illinois team. This is a tough team. And that's maybe the worst matchup of all Big Ten teams for this Huskers group.
Yeah, volume 3 shooters. When the big man's playing, you got, potentially if not a lottery pick, definitely a first-round pick in the big man. And then you got a really good kind of guard forward. That's actually really, really consistent and could be up to potentially first team all Big Ten and definitely some national honors if Illinois continues to, to progress. And then obviously with Underwood and the way he kind of recruits of tough physical guards, forwards that can play 3 or 4. And then they have a big man that's, which is a matchup problem for Nebraska this year in, high pick and roll, pick and pops, kind of like Rink Mass was for teams last year. And a very efficient offense. And then also when he's out, I think it bodes well for Illinois on paper that you're playing against a team that struggled defending the 3. You volume shoot for 3. For the last few games, probably 6 or 7 games during the skid, seems like every team has gotten hot. So for Fred and those guys, not only to start fast, control the game, withstand a run, get into overtime, and then have the finishing power. I think you can take a lot from it. And it's also a very coachable moment to, hey, listen, when we are playing with our right mindset and our lead dogs are playing like them, right? Juwan Gary as well. We can compete with anybody. And, maybe everybody's going to point to the lineup change, but the lineup change, I think, is based on as the season goes on, your dynamics and your identity of your team sometimes changes. Now, and that's also individually with players, right? You're starting to see, which is obviously goes back to a couple years ago, small spurts of Sam Hoiberg. But then you start to see, okay, this guy right here is going to be consistent day in and day out, game in and game out. Low turnover ratio, even though it turned over a little bit, too much. They're probably in the foul department, so that's not necessarily turnovers. Tough, can take the pressure off of Bryce of essentially being that point big guard, because Bryce's game isn't kind of like Sam Griesel where he can get you, back down to the post. Well, now we can free up Bryce to kind of be a little bit more savvy off the ball. And then we've had some practice days along with the change of the head man and Fred Hoiberg being a little bit spicy. And then you bring in spiciness with Sam and Nelson. And then now I like it
Nelson?
a little. Or
Morgan.
My bad. I'm thinking of the guy from Alabama because they were teammates.
North Dakota State.
My bad. Morgan. Mr. Flow in the back. I think when you add those two and Morgan's kind of established himself and found a really good identity, then you can piece together. And I think it might have helped, Connor Sejan come off and get a little bit more in rhythm, quicker, even though obviously it wasn't as high percentage of shooting, but I think you got the best of them. And I think you started to see which I'd mentioned, I think a few times of more along the Golden State Warriors type of when they really were doing damage in the NBA. Different type of lineups, different type of matchups, but then also the identity in what you're doing within the whole big scheme of things actually clears up. And if you want to look at it, if you want to compare it, there's no comparison to the Golden State Warriors back then. But when you look at it where, when you had Livingston, right? When he used to come in, he was like that big guard that you could switch everything with him and Andre. You could switch everything and then create so much pressure outside the 3-point line. You just stifle people. But what they do on offense, they actually would use him as kind of the mid-range, which is kind of like in this day and age of NBA of back to the basket because it's kind of the middle of you, right? And then you start just going out to the plethora of 3-point shooters. I think that really helped out Nebraska last night. Then obviously the energy and the mindset being at home was at the level that was much, much needed.
Well, I mean, to defend at that level, and look, high IQ basketball teams allow their opponents to do the things that are bad for them. Like people didn't want to give credit for, look, they took 42 threes because that's what they do. That's who they are. And if they're going to help you by taking these shots that aren't going down, take more of them, please. As a matter of fact, I'm going to invite you to.
Yeah.
And you have to give credit for being disciplined to not allow cheap buckets in the paint, right? They were shooting 50% from 2, but they didn't want to take the 2s. And that lack of discipline cost them a big Big Ten loss. For Illinois, this is one that, you know what, saucy. It's going to be bad.
It's interesting you say lack of discipline because Brad Underwood in postgame said he liked the shots his team took.
100%.
Which I don't necessarily love that from him because his team had 7 assists on 26 made baskets.
We
love that. Thanks, Brad.
That's the thing. Be disciplined enough to allow teams to outplay themselves.
Yeah,
because teams have done this to Nebraska forever, right? Oh, you like shoot threes and you're terrible at making free throws. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And the great thing about it, I think the best thing you're hearing from Underwood, he was like, we had 7 assists and it was too much isolation game. When you look at his teams, that was never hit. Even back when he was, I think, at Stephen F. Austin, that was never his teams. They had a couple bell cows, but it never was, okay, let's pass it around a couple times. Let's fake like we're running like a 2-game or 3-game on one side of the court, and then everybody rushes to the other, and then you can get – that's what they were playing last night. And I think, Austin, like we talked about pregame or in old school yesterday, was I think that I felt like the matchups without that big guy that could really, really – for Morgan's first big game at home, for me, I felt like was a great matchup for him not to be there. But then also I feel I'm a big on body type size. This is from my little coaching experience I get. I feel like when players see guys with the same body types, closeouts are easier. There's less confusion because when you have a really, really good, efficient big man in Brad Underwood's system, it will cause problems. Is it Eastern Europe connection?
Yep.
Lithuania and Croatia. Them twos is going to be, they're going to be ringing it on you because the way that when you watch them in other games, when they run pick and roll, pick and pop, pick and slip, they destroy your defensive rhythm. And we've seen it at times at Nebraska when you have just that little bit of confusion on when they go, I call it scramble, when you have to, when you say you're guarding a guy in the corner, but I call it the pocket, got to get the guy in the pocket. The guy that's at the double team at the top of the key got to run to the corner. Any confusion, it's like a set shot for these guys.
Night.
Yeah, and so without the big man there to create that confusion, I felt like it helped them.
Well, they were running the basic Laker cut, and Illinois act like they'd never seen it before. Here's
the thing. Running a basic Laker cut the way that they've been running it before.
Yeah.
They've seen it for 6 games. They ain't seen it with that type of energy and authority.
Let's adjust. Let's actually give it up. Let me actually give you the ball.
Well, hold on.
And nobody's going to defend.
When you actually are trying to get open versus like faking like you're trying to get open, the plays look different. It's okay. Here's I'm gonna say here's a football analogy.
Yeah.
Right. Let's say Michael Irvin's number one pass play was the slant. So when he ran it like his life depended on it. Let's just say Tom Waddle from the Chicago Bears. This is dating ourselves, Austin. Him running the slant.
Mm-hmm.
It looks different.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same play, right? That's what they were doing. Like they weren't running a whole bunch of new sets. They just were actually, which when Fred was up there, Fred he was about that business. So
we said if you're gonna run play action, run the play action. Yeah. Like we acted really brand new when Peyton Manning brought his play fake game to the NFL. Like we had never seen this before. We never seen anybody run out a play fake. We never seen that sort of stuff before. No, it's always been done. But when you do it with the actual idea that I'm going to punish you if you don't defend it, then bravo. And the rest of the Big Ten circled that play. Because now they got to defend a thing that they haven't had to defend for 15 games.
Well, that's actually just that's the want to. And it's actually a very good description of selfless basketball, right? Where I always go back to Golden State because I feel like in Jay Wright when he was at Villanova, the cuts, the secondary cuts, the screens, the pin downs. Like here's what people like. This is football too. You're not coming up with new plays,
right?
You can like you'll come up with like a couple concepts or stuff, but like at any level, you're not facing. Oh, this is a new offense nobody's ever seen before. There's some new field or some new basketball court that you have to run the stuff. Now it is situational and it's based on personnel, but when you're getting down with like body sizes, like body types, it comes down to okay. If me and Austin got to get to that point, and I got to get to that point so I can get to my shot versus it's the first move or the secondary move, or I got to go to an option and then cut back off of it. That means in order to get to where I really want to, which is obviously hopefully putting the ball in the hoop, I actually got to get there with some energy and want to. That means I actually might have to run through somebody, and that's not literally right through the middle of them, through the half of them to get open. That's really what it comes down to, the mindset. We
would always set it up this way, and it's all the sequences is that we would time players from the baseline from half court to the bucket. Then we would time them from free throw from the top of the key to the bucket, right? Mm-hmm. Because that set the standard for how hard you need to run that cut.
Right.
Like, don't tell me, listen, that anybody you face in the Big Ten can pivot, turn, and sprint with you and get to the same spot at the same time. It's just physically not possible.
Yeah.
So we set the standard. And then if you're not matching that, we would run back. When we watched our film, you're 0.2 of a second off. Well, I was tired, coach. Okay, well, then you tell me and I'll get somebody in that can run it
that's
on time. Right? You have to set the standard.
That's a basketball version called a loaf.
Yeah. Oh, listen, man, go get what? But
a loaf.
Well, we did the sprint.
Toast too.
You did the sprint, and then you said, okay, if I run a 10-yard hitch, you should run it in the same amount of time you cover that 10 without a football. You just have to.
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? Before we go to break, the funniest thing is whether it's basketball, football. Obviously, we have the new volleyball coach Kelly volleyball coach got introduced last night. A skill that should never be thought of as a skill is probably at the top of right there, in my opinion. It's definitely higher than analytics. It's right on their par with measurables. Is effort and intensity. That is a skill that will separate players, teams, and coaching staffs away from other people. And that's the sad. It's a sad thing, but then also it's refreshing because now the one thing that Nebraska and their players, where they got themselves in a little bit of trouble, the old school saying, Austin, is you showed your butt now, because now you showed what you can do, and you showed it actually in overtime. You got outscored by 9. You get into overtime, you could be like, okay, here we go again. You outscoring by 6. Anyways, we're gonna take a quick break. Come back. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, DP. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through February 11th is $2 off burgers, limit of 2, 20% off sauces and spices, and 5 pounds of 75/25 ground beef for $20, limit of 2 while supplies last. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
The Jerky Bowl has kicked off at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska. From now until halftime of the big game, every online order gets you entered into their incredible giveaway. The grand prize is a 30-bag jerky sample pack, $225 value, while second place is a 15-bag sample pack, while third place is a Be Mine jerky box. Perfect for Valentine's Day. Order now at smokinggunjerky.com, and if you enter promo code EARLY, you'll not only get 10% off your order, but also be entered twice for the drawing. It's the Jerky Bowl at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Sports Show!
The 56th Annual Boat Sport and Travel Show is bigger and better than ever. January 31st to February 2nd at the Sand Hills Global Event Center in Lincoln. Don't miss it.
Sports Show!
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're gonna keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fear's Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fear's Cheese Spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fear's Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Landmark Implement, your John Deere dealer, invites you to their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney on February 5th and 6th. This hands-on event offers expert training on John Deere and Hagee sprayers, covering topics such as machine maintenance, spray tip selection, and exact apply technology. New this year, classes on autonomy preparation, see and spray, and variable rate operation. Don't miss this opportunity, February 5th and 6th in Kearney. Learn more at landmarkimp.com/events.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, man. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman, man. One last time, even though we didn't break it up. We just doing our dang thing.
You're saying Nebrasketball is reincarnated. That's all you're saying.
Yeah. Tonight. And I think they have a winnable game going up there against Oregon. I think now you're gonna play.
They were terrible last night, by the way.
Oh.
They were
that's nice.
They
were horrible.
They were horrible.
And so you're gonna get the best version of Oregon, but as we've seen,
or not.
But I was going to say, as we've seen with our own team, you can get your butt kicked, and then one can lead to two can lead to three, and obviously all the way down to six. So
quicksand.
I think Nebraska matches up well against Oregon. I don't think they're obviously as talented or as like. I think they're always going to be talented because I think Oregon's a sneaky good program. I like their coach, Coach Dana. But I think that last year they had a couple NBA players, so it's not as high level talent heavy. And that's, I think, where even though they're ranked in top 20 and only have 5 losses, I think the loss last night to UCLA is a byproduct, kind of like Nebraska, when you have a new group of talent, you're still trying to find your identity. So you can have an off night where you're not hitting, or off night that you just haven't showed up because you don't have the continuity that you want. So I think the biggest thing that Fred and the coaching staff has to do is go through the process of, okay, yeah, we won. Okay, now we know that we can stop a skid and we can play to a certain level. But there's a lot of stuff to clean up, because I think even though you're playing Illinois, you're playing yourself first and foremost. So the biggest thing that you want to think about, and this is for any sport, is keep striving for that standard that's never going to be reached. Because if you shoot for perfection, and obviously you're never going to be perfect, but there's things that you could do better in the second half. You could probably try to work on keeping the foot on the or pedal to the metal, but then also let's not fall in love with what we did last night and lose sight of, okay, we still got to find maybe a little bit better ways to get Connor Essegian some of those shots that I talked about. Get teams in a little bit of that guessing game and get him some open shots so it's like a free throw. We got to get Raleigh going a little bit, kind of a little bit more identity for him. I like him more in that Sam Griesel mode. That's just me. Just, I don't know anything about basketball, but
it's not just you.
Okay, well, good. At least we're agreeing on that. And then also, I think at some point in time, we're going to need a big, huge game from Burke. And you also got to make sure you do a good job of keep working with Braxton Mead as well. Because whether it's foul trouble or you go against a big, bruising, physical team, say you mix it up again with Michigan State, yeah, you're gonna need the guys that got big bodies and stuff like that. So it's onward and upward. So we'll see what happens.
It was all interesting to watch. Again, if we had these conversations yesterday versus today, it's a different world. Watching.
Let me ask you this. This is what I want to ask, DP, because you were there. Is what are your feelings on maybe I'm a little bit like this, or nobody's perfect, but I always wonder. I think sometimes fans have no sense of reality, right? And that's fine, and that's why they're great fans. But I want to ask you about the idea of the fans of the yeah, but. And it's a legitimate question, or because I'm asking legit, because you could be on a 6-game losing streak, and you could play decent, you can play good and still lose. Like Maryland, you probably just 2 or 3 defensive stops, you're there. Maryland game,
you're getting into deep water, because this is the definition. Trying to have people define what winning / success is.
Right. But once you do something that you obviously hadn't done, where you're because I think sometimes people just ball up 6 losses and just say, okay, they're just all horrible.
It's mentally lazy.
Right. But that's what people do, because you lose.
Well, they don't know any better.
Sure.
Low-hanging fruit.
But then when you win, right?
Everything's the best.
Some ways.
The best.
But then you got some fans like, all right, you won, but you still lost 6 in a row before that. Like, when are you going to let go of? It's all of that forgive and forget. We're just asking you to forgive us for losing 6 games. I ain't asking you to forget it. I can look on my schedule and say L.
I can lean into what Coach Hoiberg's reaction to a win or loss is, because he made it. If you want to know about a meal, go to the chef and go to the cook and ask him if he's proud of it. Like, all the work he put in the back that you didn't see, like, you get the final product and you go, that was either a good meal or not. But you forget that the coaches, players have all put into this recipe. And sometimes you do everything perfect amount of everything. The timing's right. You got it in the oven with the other 2 compliments. You got it out. You got it on the plate, and you trip and fall. Or, you know what? The sauce is meat in the middle, and it causes a problem. basketball sports is just that way. We often talked about the fact that 6-6 in the football program is whatever the person that is consuming it says it is.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Foreman could say, they won 6 games, and I'm happy they won 6 instead of 5. But I think being efficient, they would have won 9.
Mm-hmm.
And here's how. He's right. Austin can say, no, you are who you are. We play a lot of spades.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. You better get your books right, Jack. You ever play spades, Austin?
Bid 3, make 3.
I've not played spades.
Right? He said,
I'm not a big card guy.
Right? You made 3, you got 3.
Go fish.
Yeah.
You had a 5. No, you had a 3.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
what you got.
You get up off the table too.
Right? And you have to remember that different programs have different expectation, different work levels, different efficiency, different. Here's the part that we miss about Nebraska basketball, and we don't say it enough. How many teams in the Big Ten would you swap talent with? How many starting fives in the Big Ten would you swap Nebraska's starting 5 for the starting 5s around the Big Ten? Because talent matters, scheme matters, and then your ability to actually be effective matters. As Jay Foreman says, he can tell somebody to put your heels on the 10-yard line 22 times, and it may not reach until the 24th or until they go out against Michigan State, panic, and chase one back inside the 10.
Yeah.
Well, the 23rd time, they're going to hit.
Yeah. Oh, now, did you mean 10?
So all of it is we have to be careful in the but because Coach Hoiberg's post game tells us he was proud of them.
Should.
But there were still some things that they have to work on right away. Right away. We have to get better on the boards.
Yeah, we got crush on the board.
We have to take better shots in sequence. We have to attack the rim in a more violent, profound way. We have to defend the best shooter on the floor a little differently than we do the other 4 players on the floor because they got caught late in the second half letting the best shooter on the floor take 4 open threes. And that's
that
right.
And it's not and that's a catch-22, man. I mean, I think it's hard to coach, especially because these kids live in the moment. I mean, obviously you win at home. You got the new volleyball coach and Coach Cook kind of handing over the reins. It's a big deal. You got the football players there, and then you're like, okay, we won. Everything's fixed. No, we did what we're supposed to do. We still need to tweak it. It's like I don't know. I like F1. I like watching those shows, F1, the racing docuseries. Even, when Lewis Hamilton, when he was really rolling, they were still striving for better. And it could be just like a half a second in the 45th lap in the third turn. That's what they're focusing on. So that's the mentality that I think Fred's trying to, implement and continues. And it's also a week-to-week, day-to-day, game-to-game type of thing. It's something that you can't,
possession by possession.
You can't leave a stone unturned with a team like this and in a situation like this. And so, I think that's the way college basketball and college sports is going to be because you have the transfer portal and just constant flow of the roster. But then also you want to keep guys on edge. And I think, DPS said this, man. I think, the biggest thing that I think hopefully recruiting starts to turn towards, right? Because everybody's going to get paid, right? That's what the hope, obviously, everybody's getting paid. Hopefully it starts putting more emphasis on want to, effort, and intensity because you're going to have to be able to identify those as much as 3-point percentage, length on a defensive guy or what offensive tackle because if you're trying to be a consistent winner, you're going to have to have a consistent roster identity. It does because if you're getting paid $2 million and me and Austin are getting paid $20,000, all the things that I mentioned that need to come to the top of the list or at that same level doesn't matter.
I think
because I'm paying you. You got to be a guarantee.
Well,
me and Austin, we can think about it. Like, well,
here's
driving
but here's the thing. But here's the thing, right? That I'm a lot of the work that's being done by the coaching staff in recruiting. Before it was single leverage. We want you to come here. Here's what we'll do. And once you said I want Jay Foreman to be my starting outside linebacker, I'm giving you the power.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I have to be really specific that when I recruit Jay Foreman, I don't give up my power.
Yeah.
To be able to ask questions that Jay, in a critical situation, are you coachable? In a critical situation, are you going to listen? How tough are you? How disciplined are you away from the field? How good are you in film study? How good are you at leading? Because quite frankly, if I'm going to give you $2 million and Austin 20,000, I need you not only to be you, but I need for you to make him better.
You need to make him in the
need to make him better. Right.
Yeah.
And so recruiting, what I love about all of this is that it should, air quotes, it should make the coaches better. It should make the recruiting better because you care more. It is an investment now. It's not a payment. It's an investment.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to say to people, listen, as a coach, if I'm making $7 million a year, I'm not going to lose my job over a $50,000 commitment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. So guess what? I need to make sure that if I'm going to promise you $200,000 over the next 4 years, that it doesn't cost me my job.
Yeah. It's hard. I think
we agree in advance on how this is going to work. Hey, mom and dad, listen, dad, Mr. Foreman, he's going to come here, but listen, I need to be sure that, one, you're going to be supportive of our mission.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you calling me at 3:00 in the morning. You know what? I need that when he comes home on the weekend, that guess what? The same rules apply, that he not out in the streets for those 7 days that he's home with you.
Yeah.
Because when you send him back to me and he's not able to practice and play, you're going to call me again. And I'm not going to let one phone call turn into 7.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to be better going forward in this thing.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a tricky recruiting is tricky because you'd like to think it's investment. These kids are trying to get paid. The smart kids and the kids that are quote unquote invested, they know they're going to get paid. They're invested in basketball, and peeling back that stinky onion is hard because at the first time at adversity or a hard question, they can throw their hands up and go to another college. Well, if that's the case, they answered it for you. So I don't know if you could get I wish you could do like a couple combines or something where you could,
that's going to happen. That's the next big move.
Where like you get before the portal or whatever, your high school kids, get them there. And like I would say, like put them through it. I want to see how you operate with no sleep.
No, there's going to be a college free agent camp.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's going to happen. But here's the other thing. Coaches and recruiters are going to have to check the Carfax, man. You're going to have to I'm going to have to talk to Jay's last coach. I'm going to have to talk to his professors. I can't just simply email, text back and forth, and then, send a DocuSign. Nope. For $200,000, I need to listen. Who you dating matters. How you date matters, right? Are you eating what's in your fridge, right?
Yeah.
What's your study program?
Yeah, you ain't coming here with this gourmet stuff we got over here at the Big Red Project talking about you ain't eating this food.
Oh, you taking your Husker Bucks and you going to McDonald's. Hey man.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like Miami Heat, Pat Riley. Hey, I know you were at Amigos. Anyways, we'll take a quick break.
You have scouts everywhere.
Right. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Lincoln Family Chiropractic, they believe everyone deserves to live a pain-free and active life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic specializes in customized care for every patient to promote faster healing, allowing you to get back to an optimal life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic goes beyond chiropractic care. They offer physical therapy, massage therapy, nutritional counseling, and wellness classes. Give Lincoln Family Chiropractic a call today at 402-484-5166. Visit them online at lincolnfamilychiro.com or in person, 1 block south of 70th and A Street in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine, and it will be breezy with an afternoon high near 51. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds, with a low around 29. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day, and it will be breezy with a high near 53. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clicker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're gonna keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at HondaofLincoln.com.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Quick segment. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Norman. Before we get to the 5 o'clock hour. Well, since you guys were there and they had the Husker dunk contest, which Heinrich Harburg won, who do you guys think was the most impressive out of all the dunkers?
I didn't watch it.
I'm just going to say Emmett.
First of all, most Division I, Power 5 football players should be able to dunk.
Mm-hmm.
They should have played. Most of them have played. We're really good. Right? Like, Austin, you and I know that if circa 1996 they decided to put young Jay Foreman out there to dunk at halftime, that he would have acted an absolute fool.
Fool. All caps. Fool.
Right? Like, whatever thing he saw that morning, he would have put on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I expect them to be spectacular. I didn't want to know that they weren't all that. I didn't want to see it.
I was entirely underwhelmed.
Yeah.
I thought Quinn Clark got robbed of an appearance in the finals. I thought shoot, however you say it, was better. You know, I like the idea of Raiola to Hardberg, but they didn't complete it, and Hardberg still gets through. I was underwhelmed by McCullough. You know, I expected a little bit more. Emmett was fine. Charles almost had the best dunk of the night, but he failed it 3 times. That's a problem. Hardberg's winner. Okay, he actually dunked it in the second round. That's fine. But Jeremiah Charles might be in concussion protocol for biffing the Nyheim Hines double backflip before it all started.
I'm just trying to understand.
And I say this as a guy who never dunked in a game. They accomplished more there than I ever did. But
I'm not a member of
I
the dunk
expected
club,
more
right?
after last year.
I'm just my dunks are nothing but power.
Jay hanging on the rim.
Hey, it's straight Dominique Wood.
Right.
I'm just trying to bring the house down. That's it. But I mean,
isn't that the thing? Like, okay, so would the 97 Huskers have put on a better show than the 2024 Huskers?
Today they would have.
Austin, you're diabolical.
Come on, damn.
Just savage, man.
You just like that one dude that was on here messing with me about my ankles, man.
Yeah, get him now.
I can't get out.
I was giving you props.
I think, yeah. Well, see, here's the thing: is like we had Eric Warfield, who Division I basketball was probably the best dunk. I mean, the dude had hang time. And
Okay.
Kenny Cheatham was a top 50 player in basketball, and he could get down.
Yep. I
could do a little something. And then even guys like we had guys like 6'6", like Mike Rucker that could get up. I mean, I think we would have done all right.
Yeah.
And then we could just bring old muscle bound AG who would just walk up there and just two hands.
Forget that he's not supposed to let people know he's an alien.
Yeah.
Just
because AG would come out there in like a tank top
and jeans,
you know, and his Jordans and just dunk. So yeah,
you know, just walk up and go, "What are we doing?" You
guys are dunking? Yeah, yeah. I played basketball in 4th grade. Let's see if I still got it. You know. Anyways, it's always good, successful. I think it was a good night for Nebraska athletics. You know, with the volleyball coach and the passing of the torch.
That was the coolest part of the night. Was the Cook walkout and the Busby Kelly walkout.
Yeah.
For my money, that was the coolest
He didn't
part.
wear his cowboy hat though, did he? Right?
Thank goodness.
But if you're gonna wear it, rock it. You cowboyed up now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fully embracing the whole cowboy thing.
Yeah.
He's got several events coming up, and he's got a full on.
Yeah,
so.
I know they got the Cattleman's ball out there somewhere so you can make an appearance, raise some money. But we'll take a quick break, come back. Jay Foreman, DP Austin Orman. Talk a little bit of Michigan football. Their response is interesting. We were cheating, but how dare you? We'll tell you how much we were cheating. You didn't catch us. Since you didn't catch us, you can't really hold us fully accountable. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays. Games of bowling, shoe rental, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're gonna keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fear's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fear's cheese spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fear's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old School Crew back in effect, 5 o'clock hour. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop. Every type of meat and every type of cut. 4 locations, 3 in Lincoln, 1 in Omaha. Great atmosphere, always a great menu. They got Casa Bovina, which is Dave from Renew is trying to get me to bring for expensive dinner, or I don't think it's happening. But Love going
Bring
over
that checkbook, Jay
I know.
Foreman.
I know. He got me with the okie doke. But
hey, we got a shout out, right?
up?
Great hoops conversation, gentlemen. That is from Coach Bill Bush.
Thanks, Bill Bush.
Look,
Dollar
come on.
bill as he's
Look
as
at
he's
that.
known in
Look
my,
at us go.
in my phone book.
Yeah, look at us go.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Yeah.
Now back the one thing that one team or one university that got away with the okie doke for a little while until they were put on Front Street was Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was and obviously as Jim Harbaugh left, Teron Moore is now the coach. Finally signed his contract, handsomely paid, so forth and so on. Michigan was able to, I guess, reply to the sanctions or potential sanctions. And to make the Cliff Notes version is essentially, they said, we were cheating, but we get to decide what magnitude we were cheating. So we lied to you. You caught us, but what you're thinking is too much. Our standard is better than yours.
And also saying you got your evidence in a sketchy way, so it can't count. Throw it out,
didn't count. So it's like we were sketchy in pre scouting or whatever, recording and doing all the stuff they didn't do. But the fact that they did, NCAA had to do the same thing to get your evidence on you, which is obviously factual now. It says it doesn't count. Michigan.
Well, why are you looking at my phone, Jay?
All they did was like,
there's some shady text in here. Why are you in my phone?
There's a guy that looks like who works at Michigan, at Central Michigan. It's a night game, and you got shades with a little red light on it. That we should maybe see. Let me see.
Think there's anything there?
No, that was just
this dude went to concession stand with a Michigan athletic department credit card. Like the Venmo says, his Venmo actually says Michigan assistant.
Yeah. And I think the best part was they talked about 52 messages between Teron Moore, who's now the coach, and he was the offensive coordinator at the time. And was it Scallions? The Stallions.
Yeah.
There was about 52 to 54 text messages. And then when the news broke, he erased them all. And here's the best part was they must have been Teron Moore, right? They asked him why he erased them. He said he was mad because he didn't want Stallions to get all the credit in recruiting.
Boy.
That's the best excuse that you got with a lawyer, and he said, we're going with that one?
Can we fully say that we give way too much credit to college coaches for having everything under control? Can we just say that not everybody makes really good decisions? That diabolical coaches, while intelligent, their intentions are bad, and nobody checks balances. Like, what's wrong with, Jay, let me ask you this. What's wrong with just doing it right? Why is that such a unique concept?
Here's an analogy. Just doing it right is like being in the steroid era of baseball, and you're not taking any amphetamines or steroids.
Yeah, you're not even drinking coffee.
Yeah.
You were clean. You were clean.
And you working hard, and you hit 19 home runs.
Right.
And the dude out there that been eating bonbons,
juicing and Big Macs and
getting lean, 64 home runs. But I think what Michigan
allegedly,
what I think, right? Plausible deniability. I think the biggest thing is it's a little bit of humor in this is that they're like, you caught me. We somewhat apologize, so it makes it okay, but we kept doing it though.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to leave the option to keep doing it. And so I think the NCAA could potentially run into a little bit of trouble if they kind of accept the apology and don't drop the hammer. Now, I think the brand power probably nullifies any type of true, really sanctions or anything like that. But there has to be a message that's got to be delivered to get their attention.
Sorry, Central Michigan.
Yeah.
Somebody's
head's got to roll. You guys are all in there together, right?
Carolina men's basketball gets caught cheating. Missouri basketball gets slapped with sanctions.
Yeah.
We know how this goes.
Who ultimately? So Jay Foreman, these are the fighting Foremans, and you're number 23 in charge, right? You're 23rd ranked most important person in your program.
Yeah.
So Alvin Johansson.
Yeah.
And he literally is just Jay's go get coffee guy. Make sure donuts are filled for the coaches meeting. Make sure the Chipotle orders are proper. But then he says, you know what? I'm tired of doing that. I need to show that I'm valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, you know what? I'm going to cut costs and I'm going to save you and I'm going to work some deals. Hey, Jay, look at me. I could do more than get coffee and Chipotle. Look at this. Who's responsible for that?
That's a good question. Because I think what happened was, I guess if I'm Jim Harbaugh, I guess I'm saying this. What he told me what he was supposed to go do definitely wasn't what he was doing.
Okay.
Now, I would think when you're getting this detailed information, there's that video of when they played Ohio State, I think the year they won the championship, where like they hadn't even got to the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they broke the huddle and didn't do a check. They knew what play was going anyways. Like you can advance scout, you can watch tape. Ryan Day's a pretty good play caller. You didn't have that much intel. Like that's not natural. Even you go back to the Nebraska game on the huge screen pass from the year prior. I think it was the year that we were really close in playing them. That the numerous screen passes that they had against us and the third down offensive plays where they had never ran like I call it a super tight end delay, where you drop back and the tight end is blocking delayed and he's getting big first downs.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's somebody's head's got to roll. I think if you're trying to protect Michigan, then it's Central Michigan, and then it's got to be not only Connor Stallions gets what's a show cause or whatever, which would probably be infinity. Another coach is going to have to bite the bullet for it. I don't think it's going to be Sherrone Moore because that's too tied to the present day program. But you got to think Jesse Minter, Mike Hart, and all and Chris Patridge are they're on the. If your name is mentioned in this article, in the Sports Illustrated article, you better lawyer up because those are the guys that Michigan saying, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then also here's 3 former Michigan coaches. So let's protect the present ones. Let's protect this national championship. Have added to those 3, and one of them is a former player in Mike Hart. So now you got that factor in there. So it's going to be interesting to see how it handles. I just think is this the goal, I guess, of from Michigan to continue to deny, but then also tell you shouldn't be as mad as me because we pretty much pulled the wool over everybody's eyes, and then you went around and asked people in low places how they did it. And you go all the way back to when they played TCU. TCU knew it before, and I think it started with your boy out there in Rutgers. He's the one that kind of say, "Listen, this is not kosher."
But don't we know who Michigan is now? Like, there's no right. I mean, if it was a thing where you went, okay, championship game, Super Bowl conference championship game, you're playing the Patriots, and a quarterback just kind of squeezes the football and looks over at the coach and goes, just kind of waves the football. We kind of know what it is. So why are we allowing Michigan to just do harm to the Big Ten Conference? Because if I'm a business partner of Michigan and I know they're cheating, at some point I need for whoever's in charge to balance the playing field. Like, if Michigan's cheating and it's okay, as you said, steroids back in the day, if you're not going to suspend the home run hitters who we know are allegedly, then you're literally asking people to cheat. You're asking coaches to cheat. You're asking players to cheat. You're saying it's okay. If you're willing to, you know what? It's really good, Nebraska. You're going to play in next year's Rose Bowl. You'll be suspended. You'll get a slap on the wrist for 2027, but you get all the revenue and all the money from playing in the Big Ten championship game and the Rose Bowl, but you're only going to get 103 players on scholarship next year.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it was a couple years back with Tennessee with the head coach Pruitt is essentially, I think it was the bowl money, right? So they never lost any games, didn't lose any scholarships. Essentially, you got your expenses paid, but you didn't get any money in your pocket from the bowl game. So I think it's what people are willing to do, and sometimes they're, it's everybody has a somewhat of a, I guess, so-called price, and I think it was really good timing for Michigan. I think with the NCAA essentially turning a blind eye, is like, look, we're done participating. Transfer portal, NIL's out of the control. We're not going to dip our nose back into actually holding you accountable when Michigan had a national championship team. So I think also it was a good time where it was like leadership, which was thought of to be the NCAA, and always chose to, or said that they would drop the hammer or something like this. They probably had the feeling that they weren't, and so they were able to take advantage of the time.
Well, it was said in some press meetings, last week, that are we asking too much of the Big Ten and the NCAA? Because these are the prize. This is looking the gift horse in the mouth, right? If Michigan is going to constantly give you great content and great competition, that at some point the business side, that the business people who make the real decisions don't particularly care.
No, they just want the money.
They just want the money.
And so I think it was, like I said, it was a very, very calculated move, calculated bet. It's no different than Ohio State says, you know what, we're going to really, really invest a lot of money to win a national championship. Now, Michigan invested money into learning how to beat numerous teams to get it to a national championship, along with being superiorly talented and a really, really, a really, really good coach and coaching staff, which I think Michigan didn't need to do that. I think they would have probably won a national championship without it, but ultimately they wanted to ensure it. So,
well, here's the real question for you both. We remove the media caps, right? Mm-hmm. We take your media badge off. And as fans, so first of all, as college football fans, first Nebraska football fans, second college football fans. Do you care about any of this? Or if Nebraska could win a national title again, right? Because you're competing on equal grounds, right? Mm. And if they're shortcutting, Nebraska's going to shortcut. Would you trade everything for that? Would you care? As a Husker fan, would you care if they came back 2 years later and said, you know what, Nebraska did some iffy stuff, but okay.
They taking the championship trophy? They taking the banner?
Taking everything for the banner.
They're taking the banner?
Everything for the logo.
No. I mean, no. I mean, if you get,
yeah, because Michigan still has the banner.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, we gotta do.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's not
you ain't cheating. You ain't trying, Ricky Bobby.
Right? Like what? That's
we just participating.
Right?
Yeah. This is what we do.
I don't feel good saying it, but
well, but that's
gotta do what you gotta do, right?
That's kind of what we're landing on.
Well, I would say there's a language barrier, like my man Sammy Sosa. Remember when Sammy
Sosa? No habla inglés.
Yeah.
Lo siento, señor.
Yeah, right.
There's a pigment problem. Yeah. That's what we got. You gotta
repítate.
Right. I was like, man, I thought you meant this when I got bad eyesight. LASIK wore off. I'm sorry.
Isn't that? I mean, right? Because Cardinals fans wouldn't trade that run of McGuire Cardinals baseball
because I think it helped them.
Afterwards. Right? Cubs fans, up until that moment, that was the greatest moment until they win the World Series.
Houston giving that piece of metal back?
Right. Well, you think Houston cares?
That's what I'm saying.
You think
That's what I'm saying.
You think the Astros fans really care? No, bro. No. Listen. They're drinking tequila out of cowboy boots that don't even belong to them.
I think it's just one of those things. It'd be just very hard for me if like Austin was doing it
to not do it.
No, if Austin was like working, like you were just down and we're in a meeting, and you're like, hey, we're playing, and say I'm coaching we're playing Iowa. Here's their place. Here's the 40 plays that they're gonna. This is when they're calling. This is when you're doing it. And then I was like, well, how'd you get it? And you just like, don't worry about it.
Don't ask. Don't ask, don't tell.
Well, then I was like, man, I didn't know. I guess I'll see you next year. You on vacation, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what it said? My dude.
My man.
I was like, well,
hookup. Homeboy hookup.
I would have just slid you an envelope. Your name would have changed. Yeah, you're down to Bahamas.
My guy. My guy.
Yeah, you John Smith. You just chilling.
Yep.
You seen Austin? Man, I ain't seen him.
Who?
Yeah.
Who that?
No. He this would be a full burner phone and burner email situation.
But okay, I'm not wrong with that. Here's the deal. But it lets you know though. But it lets you know they weren't doing any of that though.
They didn't care. They were gangster.
Right. So
We doing this from the landline. We calling you with it says your government name on your caller ID.
He was roguish. He was roguish.
Looked you right in the eye. It said Austin, whatever your middle initial, Orman.
Hey, but the best part was he tried to recruit some of his friends. Hey, what you doing this weekend? Nothing. Oh, I got the weekend off. No, you don't.
No, yeah, I got something for you to do.
Not anymore.
I got something for you to do.
You want to make some extra money? Sure. Hey, man, I just somehow fell into these tickets. Ohio State is playing Marshall.
Oh,
let's go see.
Let's go check out Ohio State. I hate Ohio State. I work for Michigan. You don't even mention the names. But you know what, man? Let's just go down there and do. Oh, sure.
That is some kind of explanation to go. We're going to Central Michigan to watch football.
Right.
Like
right.
I've always wanted to watch Jim McElwain coach. A lot of respect for that guy.
It's got to be your boy, right?
Yeah,
You can't. Hey, man,
go way back.
Hey, like he said, I need you to go watch some football this weekend, Jay. Where am I going? I need you to go to Bellevue.
Yeah, Bellevue College. But here, when you go to
fire up
Bellevue,
chips.
but when you go to Bellevue, here's your Michigan outfit, and here's what you got to do. Every third down, I don't need you to watch the game. I need you to watch him.
See that guy in the weird color hat?
Yeah.
You're
right.
Look at him.
And then homeboy number 2. While he's doing that, I need you to record the play. Homeboy number 3, I need you to look at the other guy with the signs. And then guess what? I need all that film sent to me because it's a project that I'm doing for not for Michigan football, just for myself. I just want to gather some stuff. And then
if it turns out, I'll use it for my master's thesis. Otherwise,
yeah, here's a couple extra $500.
Well, it's $500 plus I'm going to give you Detroit Lions tickets.
Yeah.
Right? And they're not terrible this year. So, $500, I'll pay for your hotel.
And if you want to practice, do the same thing every year of that game.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, then one of the dumb friends like, yeah, man, I got,
I'm boycotting tickets now.
But it's like, oh, you know how you have the time off if you don't use it, you lose it. Man, then I got to use it. Oh, hey, what you doing next weekend?
I got another game.
You got any more than tickets?
Yeah, I got to take a week off.
I got another game for you to go to.
I got another game. Man, I just keep getting all these tickets. Where you getting them at, man? I just
hey, tell you what. Go get your girl. We'll make it 1,000. Go to dinner.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll big baller. We'll get you seats in the front row. Hey, babe, we're going front row to Central Michigan. We're big balling.
Yeah.
Watch this. Credentialed and everything.
Yeah. How much were those tickets? $10.
$10. Hey.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a steal.
No, they're free because that's my boy.
Yeah. You know what? You guys stay in the stands. I'm gonna go in the sidelines. I'll call you from the sidelines. Where will you be? Well, just
wait. I thought you couldn't have your phone on the side.
Yeah, but
special side.
Just look for me. I'll have sunglasses on at the night game, and you'll be able to pick me out because not only there's maybe one other person with sunglasses. I have the little red dot on mine. I just got him.
Look at the guy you think is me for 3 seconds. If you see a blinking red light, you found me. If not, I'm the other one.
Like, I just think we know who Michigan is.
Yeah.
But we're also learning who we are. Because the reaction to it would be, somebody asked me this, I'll ask you. What would your coach say about this? And they asked if I thought, would Joe Gibbs ever? Right? And I'm like, probably not. Yeah. Probably not.
Tony Dungy's in that.
Right? Like, there's certain people that, you know what, the line is drawn. But I was also asked that about Georgetown and John Thompson. And I would think, man of integrity and character and strength. Until I found out John Thompson had a private workout room upstairs above his office that he used to have private workouts in. Wow. We're eyes open. Not brand new anymore. I'm no longer naive. Well done, Michigan.
Yeah.
Well done.
It was pretty extensive what they do. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the Netflix thing. It was actually, who was the pass rusher for the Chiefs? That he did. He's like, hey, dude, I did the scouting on Taylor Lewan.
Yeah, this is easy.
And the dude was then he started just going to work.
Yeah.
He was an outside linebacker. I forget who it was, but anyways.
The one thing that stood out to me on the Nebraska front from the article that I'm reading, in the November 22 text, Stallion suggested more that Michigan should change its signals ahead of Ohio State. Moore responded that he'll, quote, think about it. And Stallion responds that, quote, Nebraska is screwed, end quote, a reference to the fact that he could easily decipher the Husker signals ahead of the Wolverines games against them that very week.
Wow. And they were, boy.
So take that one, personal Husker fans. He said you're screwed.
That is a gut punch.
Hey, that one screen pass when Aiden Hutchinson is trying to go number one pick and be, he didn't even pass rush. He just went up there and ran over there. And that's why they were probably so confident in that Big Ten.
Gut punch.
They were like, yeah, we winning this year. They was like,
gut punch.
You know, they had all the answers.
That is so disrespectful.
It's the Greek mythology class for them.
That is so disrespectful to Nebraska.
You got the answers. It ain't changing. So, anyways, Jay Foreman, DP Austin Norman. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine, and it will be breezy with an afternoon high near 51. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds, typical around 29. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day, and it will be breezy with a high near 53. I'm meteorologist Kyle Plecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Husker fans, join Nebraska Women's Hoops as they face Michigan on February 6th at 7 p.m. Get ready for a full day of action as women's basketball is joined by other Husker teams to celebrate National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Arrive early for a meet and greet with Nebraska women's teams including soccer, tennis, track and field, swim and dive, and more. The meet and greet starts at 5:30 p.m. in the North Concourse. Get your tickets now. You won't want to miss this matchup in PBA. For event and ticket information, go to huskers.com/tickets.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through February 11th is $2 off burgers, limit of 2, 20% off sauces and spices, and 5 pounds of 75/25 ground beef for $20, limit of 2 while supplies last. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Men's health is not a game at Limitless Male. It's serious medicine.
We're not a West Coast franchise with a one-size-fits-all approach. Every man is different. Some men require more or less testosterone to feel their best. At Limitless Male, we safely monitor your labs and symptoms along the way and adjust your treatment as needed. The only thing cookie cutter about Limitless Male? The incredible results men brag about. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
If you're sick of catering from the same places every month, it's time to switch things up. Mulberry Barbecue is perfect for business lunches and dinners, family gatherings, holiday parties, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, and so much more. Delivery and full service options are available, and they can cater for anything from 10 people to 500 people. Call them at 402-937-7114 to hear their menu options and get your catering booked today. Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Second segment, 5 o'clock hour, old school crew in effect once again. January 31st. It seems like it was New Year's the other day. Time's going by fast, man. Next thing you know, we're going to be counting down the days to the season. Just like that. Just like that.
If you're a player right now, what's winter conditioning like?
Well, I'm sure they're just getting in the weight room, just getting started. I think it's like new beginnings. So it's like spring ball. You're excited, trying to make some gains and stuff like that.
How much were you doing over winter break?
Like after the bowl game?
Yeah, between then and now.
I would have probably when we won a national championship, probably took a full 2 days off, then I'm back at it. I always felt like I didn't want anybody to get an advantage. Now, it wasn't to the same intensity, but I'm not going to just sit around and not be active. If you care about your sport, one thing I learned really when I got to college more than anything was the feeling of knowing that you're not physically ready or not in shape or to the whatever. So I'd never wanted to get out of shape. That's one thing I always wanted to do.
Isn't that interesting that some people do it because they love doing it? I worked out because I hated the feeling of not being in shape during a drill.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, that's that healthy fear.
Right. That the fear of not being able to finish sprints as a speedster, air quotes.
Mm.
I never wanted to be last in a sprint because I was tired. You were not faster than me, but you could have been in better shape than me.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. I didn't like in basketball running suicides and not being able to lead from the front.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to do that. And I had some real psychological issue about that because I hated that I needed to go there to get to 100% work ethic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how other people do it, but for me, it was, I'm going to run in the summer so that I'm not embarrassed in the fall.
Yeah, I think I think, for me, I started all this stuff like late as I got to Nebraska. So then it just became a part of my life my football life and routine. And then I felt like a fish out of water when I didn't do it. So, but I just think right now, this is the point where you got to reestablish yourself, set that identity. It's really at the beginning stage. So you want to kind of get in there and get used to really, really taxing your body and stuff like that. And also another thing is you want to be sore after a workout, especially at the beginning, because you're going at a different intensity that you can't replicate being at home or whatever. But you also don't want to be essentially in a lot of ways locked up after where you can't do anything for a week and a half. So you want to make sure you're in good enough shape to be able to operate at the intensity that you need. And I always felt like if I'm prepared, I got an advantage over somebody else that's sitting on the couch. And so it's a starting spot, and it's also this year is really interesting because what we're going to talk about next is Ty Robinson, right? So you think about this is really the first time in a long time those guys that have been here, 5 or 6 years through, a couple staffs, COVID, and all that stuff, they're gone, right? All of them are gone. Maybe Javen's back, and maybe one or two, right? But they're all gone. And so now this is like a fresh identity, and let's see what this version looks like, right? Because as much as the young players were handed the keys to the team, it was unofficial during bowl practice. It's official now because those guys have no more eligibility. So guys that maybe were so consistent that you didn't appreciate the consistency, like a Ty Robinson and Nash and Isaac Gifford and all those guys and guys that you maybe were left with wanting more, like the Tommy Hills and all that, they're all gone. And so it's going to be interesting to see who really steps up and understands what true leadership is, because that means they were paying attention when the other guys were there, or who has to still go through that process of finding your identity and what type of leader you are. Now back to Ty Robinson. And so I think down to the Senior Bowl is Tommy Hill, Ty Robinson, and Thomas Fidone. I think I know for sure Ty Robinson and Fidone had a really good week because they've been mentioned. And I think Tommy Hill did pretty decent, as long as his foot's A-okay. I think he tests out well, he'll be just fine. You want to give a shout out to Ty Robinson because the D-line, interior defensive line group this year is deep. I mean, dudes that are deep. And Ty went down there and showed really well, left and pretty much said that it's known he's going to be a top 100 pick. So you're thinking that's top 3-round pick. That's pretty dang good for him.
So I'm always curious then. Did he produce at top 100 level while at Nebraska? If he did,
this year he did. This year he was
top
pretty
100.
consistent. Yeah, this year he was pretty consistent.
One of the top 6, top 8 defensive linemen.
Well, I mean, that's just kind of all depends. I mean, interior guys, he's up there. I mean, DP. I'm talking about this is a deep defense.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why I'm asking the question, because we've seen. So we can have that conversation. Decap. We can have that conversation. Cam Taylor, Britt. Whether you got this, whether
that's
juice.
I think that's a little bit more circumstantial, though.
Okay, well that's why I'm asking.
Right, and the same thing, and that's supply and demand, and it's two different. And I've been on Ty Robinson's side where the linebacker group is deep, so you can get sometimes a second-round talent in the 4th round.
Mm-hmm.
That's how a GM gets
Trey
a job.
Palmer. There's
right?
some people that
that definitely exceed whatever. Or you could be where you come out and the linebacker group is very small, and everybody needs linebackers. Next thing you know, you're Mike Mamula and shoot up to like top 10 in the draft. So I think Ty was pretty consistent this year, very consistent. Played well in big games. And got significantly better. I think the biggest thing that helps Ty, obviously, look, being 6'6" and 305 pounds, being athletic and strong, he'll test out well. I think the biggest thing he offers scheme flexibility. He can play all 4. He can play from a 0 to a 4.
What's ideal for him?
He can do any.
Would you play him in a 3? Would you play him in a 3? Or would you play him in 4?
I'd play him at a 3.
Like, just to hope that that's where he goes, that somebody who uses that will see him and put him there and not ask him to do things that he wasn't necessarily good at or better at.
But he has experience playing on 4-eye. He can play 5 in a certain scheme, but I think he can play a 1 on a third down. A 1 technique for people out there. I know it feels like we're speaking a different language. Is essentially head up to a shade on the center, right or left. And a 3 technique is a little bit of outside shade of the guard, depending on the scheme. Do you want it a wide 3 or a tight 3? He can play all the way up, head up to inside on the tackle. I just think he gives you a ton of flexibility schematic wise. You don't have to take him off the field on third down. Plays well against the run. He's athletic. He's tough, durable, great condition. And he's a good teammate and stuff like that. So he made himself a lot of money.
So can the same be said for other Husker players who are there performing, right? That you get a chance to be seen by somebody that can use you for how you're going to be successful rather than just needing that position.
Yeah, I mean, I think
what's Tommy's ideal situation?
I think Tommy's ideal situation. First of all, Tommy, if he's healthy and he tests out well, just the size is good. I think for Tommy, it's more like the interview process, right? That's big for him. I think let's just assume he tests out good enough. I don't think he'll be the fastest corner, but I think he'll be better than average. He's got size. He had a really good junior year. I think the biggest thing for him is going to be outside of football. But I think the one thing, if I'm Tommy or his agent or an advisor, I think the one thing I'm telling Tommy, you're going to start at corner, but you want to make sure that you got position flexibility to later in your career, as long as your mind's right, to move back to the safety.
Well, he's
like a Carnell. Remember Carnell Lake,
right? But doesn't he have 5 back potential that he could play anywhere in this thing? And that's probably how he's going to make a team. That's probably how he's going to get drafted.
You got it. You don't think that
could be a kick returner if they also needed that to be the case.
Punt returner, guy that your whole if it's 2-hour practice, you active the whole time.
Do everything. Yeah. I got you, Coach.
You still get drafted. Hopefully, he gets drafted pretty well. I think Nash had a really good week out there at the East West. He had a couple of highlights, which is really, really good for him because I think it was in pass rush drill. So I think that was the thing that he was able to maybe remedy. You can anchor against the run, big, strong dude, show some athletic ability and do well. And I think you also want to tip your hat to, and these are only the guys I know, is like Thomas Fedoni, got into the Senior Bowl, weighed in good, looked good, and he made a couple contested catches. So he's able to make some real NFL catches. So, and then also he's been healthy for the last 2 years. So, everybody that's got a chance to go. And I think, Isaiah Nair, he did really well. He won, the East West, they have the practice players of the day. He won it twice, and he made some really big catches. So
it's always fascinating to me to watch a college player who may or may not have had the level of success in their college career go to these combines and show out, and then actually make a way for themselves. Like this, listen, combine camps are made for Thomas Fedoni. It checks every box. Are you good at this sort of thing? Can you practice this way?
Yeah.
Can you flash? Right? Which he does.
Yeah.
It looks the part. Nair, I'm a little surprised, only because we did not hear much from him or about him while he was here.
Yeah, after the Illinois game slowed down a little bit, and obviously the Iowa game wasn't his best bet, but I also think sometimes when your back's against the wall and you get to go out there, and plus, you're kind of doing 7-on-7 in pads, where you're able to, one-on-one, so you're able to do some stuff. And so, you expect him to do well. And I think also, I think the way Nebraska plays or practices, competing and stuff like that, allows guys to go down to those high pressure situations and perform. It's not foreign. I think if you was some other, staffs prior, and I'm talking about prior, like a Mike Riley and those guys, they would be shocked. Mike Riley's guys would be shocked at the intensity you're out there. It's a true job. The coaches can't sit there and hold your hand. You got to go out there and do it. And sometimes, look, I was like this. I play with a lot of great players. I didn't just play with good players. I play with great players. So you're not able to put up astronomical stats. And sometimes you can be so good. It's like, oh, he's just a Nebraska player, this, and this. And they let's try to get him, a little bit later. And I was able to go exceed, my draft status. And so sometimes it could be situation, scheme, supply and demand, or the light comes on and you get a true opportunity. So, everybody that's going from Nebraska's, roster last year, you wish them the luck, because there's anything. I truly feel this. The more guys you get drafted, it helps you recruit. But the more guys that go to the next level, it helps your program overall. And so that means you're doing something right. You get guys that go over to go make some money. That means that, you're developing them and doing all that stuff. So we're going to take a quick break, come back, put a bow on this bad boy. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This week, enjoy a 3-day sale from January 30th to February 1st, featuring USDA Choice whole beef brisket for $3.99 per pound, all-natural pork butt $1.79 per pound, farmland bacon $3.99 per 16 ounces with a limit of 4, and all-natural spare ribs $2.99 per pound. That's the 3-day sale from January 30th to February 1st at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Ever wonder what it's like to work for a company that actually cares? At Lincoln Industries, they're revolutionizing local manufacturing while taking care of their most valuable asset, their people. When you join their team, you'll enjoy comprehensive health coverage, wellness initiatives that work around your life, and benefits that show they're serious about your future. Plus, you'll be a part of a proud manufacturing tradition right here in the community. Don't just take their word for it. Visit LincolnIndustries.com to see all their current opportunities and find out why their people love calling Lincoln Industries home.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village. Husker fans, join Nebraska Women's Hoops as they face Michigan on February 6th at 7 p.m. Get ready for a full day of action as women's basketball is joined by other Husker teams to celebrate National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Arrive early for a meet and greet with Nebraska women's teams including soccer, tennis, track and field, swim and dive, and more. The meet and greet starts at 5:30 p.m. in the North Concourse. Get your tickets now. You won't want to miss this matchup in PBA. For event and ticket information, go to huskers.com/tickets.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Quick segment, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Norman, as we head down the end of the week. Obviously, everybody should know now that the lineup changed. Obviously, early break is going 3 hours, and then we got the drive. Then we got Adam Carricker, and then we got the captain. Mm-hmm. Then we got on the block. Then we got old school. Then we got ticket weeknights.
3-man on the block, Jay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the crew.
3-man weave.
Mm-hmm. Take care of it. And, y'all ain't free. Like, I'll be around.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I'll be around.
Yeah, we got the pinch hitter coming in.
I'll be around. Well, I'm just going to rotate from show to show, bounce around, just make sure we're staying the standard.
Yeah. I mean, it provides some flexibility and allows guys to take care of some personal stuff they need to, but then also keeps the train moving in the right way. So, look, man, I think it's always good to have some innovation and thought process behind it. Plus, when you have like good team, and by no means, obviously this is, what you make it is not obviously you're not working 80 hours and stuff like that, but you're also trying to put in. I'm talking about on the air.
Yeah.
But you yourself are. But I think it's also good when you have guys that are able to be flexible and have enough time to pitch in when needed. So look forward to that. Obviously, going to be a little bit of change, but then like anything, going into Super Bowl week, I think it's beneficial too, because I think there will be a lot of ears listening to us with the Chiefs. Obviously, about to try to three-peat, and the Eagles trying to get the first one with Jalen Hurts.
You revving up the hate? Starting when?
For the Chiefs?
Mm-hmm.
There's always hate for the Chiefs, but I appreciate how great they are. I wouldn't be surprised if they win their third in a row. I will say Tom Brady still. I think the Chiefs' run during this decade is special. Probably is maybe the best decade, but the Patriots had 20 years of dominance.
DP, I think I know the answer. Rooting for the division or against the division?
I'm rooting for the cheerleaders. Rooting for the cheerleaders. I need for them to have an exceptional performance. I need them to be strong. I need for them to be on point, effective, carry out the game plan. They've done their study. Make sure the nutrition and rest is right. I need for them to elevate the crowd. All that.
Do you guys like New Orleans as a Super Bowl city?
Yes.
No, because they beat the Colts once, so they don't deserve to host.
Yes.
I like
because you can walk.
I like it. I think obviously what the tragedy that happened, I think it puts a little damper on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think Vegas was so
amazing. I think New Orleans would be better than Vegas, because Vegas you can't walk anywhere.
Yeah, and you can and Uber or anything.
You're gonna wait. It's triple cost.
Yeah.
What's the best Super Bowl city?
Phoenix,
because they appreciate it, so they go all the way out,
and it's spread out, so you're not kind of gridlocked.
Right.
Houston
was exceptional.
Phenomenal.
Houston was exceptional. Dallas is actually really good, except for the weather's always terrible when it's in Dallas.
Well, they got the sun shining in through the window. So.
It's been snow. The last two have been snowstorms.
Yeah. Atlanta's pretty good too.
Dallas.
Atlanta's pretty good. Atlanta's pretty good.
Unless you're talking, Ray Lewis. But other than that, like it was, there's stuff going on. Miami, Tampa, those are all.
I think they've all been good.
Just don't send it back to the Northeast ever again.
Yeah.
What is the furthest north you would send the Super Bowl?
No, they sent it to Minneapolis. It was
there
brutal
for that one. It was cold.
It was brutal. That was
the
brutal.
great thing, the infrastructure, you didn't have to go outside, but it's still cold.
It was brutal. Oh my goodness. There's no tailgate. Like, listen, man, it was terrible. I have to fully say sorry about that. San Diego is good. San Diego is really good.
You think LA will get one?
Yeah, LA's back in the party, or at least so next year's in San Francisco.
Yeah, with the new stadium. Yeah.
Santa Clara, which is the worst as far as traffic getting in and out.
That's not going to be fun. LA won't be good either.
Yeah, I just think that New Orleans, because you could be in the main of New Orleans, enjoy everything, and then walk to the stadium and walk back.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of places where that's true.
And the food is great too.
So it is Santa Clara next year, like you guys were saying. Los Angeles in 27,
Yeah.
and then back to Atlanta in 28.
Yeah, and in Atlanta, the new stadium is spectacular.
Yeah.
There's always tons to do. Traffic is always terrible in Atlanta. It's terrible without the Super Bowl. So with the Super Bowl, it's just brutal. And as a matter of fact, the last two were you had to sleep. You had to sleep, and it was terrible. There were people on the side of the road. Atlanta people don't know how to drive, and the weather's bad.
Yeah.
So hey, how about that? I would say this. Miami does well.
Yeah.
Miami does well.
But I also think with Miami, it's just like a regular weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Miami have like F1 Miami. They have huge events all the time.
Well, but that was the Vegas thing, that there was so much other stuff going on. I mean, I had Supernovas volleyball. I had UFC.
There was WWF.
WWE, plus all the other plays and acts that were going on.
Yeah.
It was a zoo. It was chaos.
But it wasn't congested. It was impeccable.
Well, I mean, Vegas is prepared for that.
Yeah. That's why I say
it's prepared for that. Again, we were invited to New Orleans, then disinvited, and then we were invited back. And I was just like, no, you know what?
why we got disinvited though, right?
Why? Well, maybe why.
Because of Jake.
Probably.
No, there's no problem.
I mean,
I got the
Jay
email.
was there firsthand.
I was there. I got the email that said, "How dare you bring this dude that's 6 foot, 145 pounds, and ate as much for 3 people?"
Yeah.
You exceeded your food minimum 3 times.
Yeah. And
it was going strong. He was gaining momentum.
And Jake was like the kid, the uncool kid around all the cool kids for the first time.
Well, the Dolphins aren't used to being in the Super Bowl, so you can't blame it.
Well, he would just see celebrities and just
Jake
lose
stared at LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah.
It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's a little.
So I had to go break the ice.
Yeah, the Dolphins, any Dolphin that walked through there, Jake was.
Oh, Dan Marino. Jake got him out of the seat, ran down media row.
6 years old.
Jay, there's Dan Marino.
Take a picture. He told me he was more excited than I was. Anyway,
just the same pitch.
Well, there's
very
a reason
pitch,
for that.
The very voice pitch you just used. That's what Jake Sorensen sounded.
That's right, man. We love you, Jake, though, man. Anyways, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, Old School, signing off one more time. We'll holler at you next week.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth 93.